Welcome to another edition of It's a Great Day at SAGU podcast. Psalm 118:24 reminds us that this is the day the Lord hath made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. I recently finished a book by Mark Batterson called Win the Day, 7 Daily Habits to Help You Stress Less and Accomplish More. Well, this stood out to me this morning, and I wanted to share it with you today. Mark says, each day of creation in Genesis was a masterpiece, was it not? Pick a day, any day, flowers blooming and trees bearing fruit on day 3, the sun setting and the moon rising on day 4, fish swimming and birds flying, day 5. At the end of each day, God stepped back and admired his handiwork. There's a common refrain, God saw that it was good. Now, I know it's easy to get frustrated by everything that isn't going according to plan. I know it's easy to get distracted by all the sideways energy. But can I remind you of a few facts? We each take about 23,000 breaths every day, which means we owe God 23,000 thank yous. By the way, some Hebrew scholars believe that the name God, Yahweh, Y-H-W-H, without the vowel, is the sound of breath. On one hand, his name is too sacred to pronounce. On the other hand, it's whispered with every breath we take. So, are you going to make today a great day and rejoice in the Lord? We chose Fun, Faithful Family as our brand personality for a reason. Fun is not just something we do to make us laugh or to feel good. Fun represents the joy we have in Christ as a believer who knows no matter what happens today, he is faithful to take care of us. Well, Mr. James Carnell, you are about to bring the fun to this podcast.
You're not going to pray? I was bowing my head.
No. This is not the time for that.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sorry.
But the fun...
I was really at the moment.
Yeah, I know you were.
Appreciate that.
I actually woke you up, didn't I?
Yeah. Okay. No, it was great. Thank you. Ray. No, that was really challenging. I like that. So we have the fun for today. Is going to be a joke submitted by Joshua Cassio in our business services offices. Yeah. He actually sent in 3 jokes. So I'm just a quick one. So I'm going to share those with you. So Joshua, because you were the first to send in your jokes, I want to congratulate you. I want you to come by the alumni office to get your prize because, hey, thanks for listening, Joshua. All right. So here's the first one. How do you stop an astronaut baby from crying?
Any ideas? No.
You rock it. Oh yeah, that's enough, Rick. That's enough. All right. Joke number 2. He says, I went to the ear doctor yesterday. He said I was going deaf. That was really hard to hear. Womp, womp, womp. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Number 3, he says, I went to the front desk at the hotel and asked the worker, sir, I can't remember what room I'm in. No problem, sir. You're in the lobby. Boom. Boom. What do you think Joshua's jokes there?
Is it worth, I think we said we'd give him $25 gift card, right?
Yes.
Is it really worth that?
That means he's going to have to take all 3 of us out for that. I don't know. So we have a guest with us today. Rob, how are you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. He's trying to survive over here, mic number 4.
It is great, isn't it? Hey, so tell us, you brought some ammo.
I think I can give Josh a run for his money.
Okay, I want to hear your,
now
you came prepared.
You are the king of all dad jokes. We all
I'm telling you.
But can I be a prince in your kingdom?
You can do it, man.
I'm submitting my jokes. Just be a prince in your kingdom.
Please. I'm extending the scepter. There you go.
We have a great Airmark staff, right?
We do. Yeah.
But they're moving on. We have a new, new crew. But for 15 years, I've really enjoyed the French fries in the cafeteria.
French fries.
I like the chips. I think
they're pretty good too.
Yeah, those chips are pretty good. Have you had the chips?
I was thinking condiments myself. One of my favorite.
But did you know the first French fries were not actually cooked in France?
What?
Nope.
Where?
They were cooked in Greece.
Good one.
I got a few more.
Okay. All right.
I have 4 kids. You have kids? James has no kids. Okay, you got kids?
I got kids.
Okay.
Yeah.
If a child refuses to sleep during nap time, are they guilty of resisting arrest?
I think we need to ask Ron about that one. Yeah.
Okay, a few animal jokes. We're moving on.
All right, go ahead.
How many tickles does it take to get an octopus to laugh?
8.
No, James. 10 tickles. What did the buffalo say to his son when he dropped him off at school?
What's that?
Bye, son.
Oh boy.
Okay, last one.
Okay.
Why did the crab never share? Why is it just so,
He was stingy.
Yeah, no, because he's shellfish.
Why
are
we laughing at these things?
That's my submission to be a prince in your kingdom.
I'm laughing because I'm watching him laugh at his own jokes, and I think that's probably more funny than either. No, seriously,
right.
Thank you,
Good
Rob.
stuff.
That was awesome. Thank you. That's the kind of fun we're looking for here on the podcast. So submit your jokes to alumni@sagu.edu. That's alumni@sagu.edu, and we will maybe share your jokes next week.
And Rob thinks he's going to get a 25 gift card, but he's not.
I'm counting on it.
I was like, I didn't get an email, so I don't know about
All
that.
right, I think we need to move on. Well, speaking of fun, you went to Disney World last week.
I did.
And you talked to a very special alumni.
Yes.
So why don't you kind of just give us a little bit of an update on that? Because I know she's done some great things there.
Yes. Ginger Carnell was, you mean the other person that I went?
Yes.
Besides my wife. Okay. So I went to see a young lady who has been working for Disney's marketing agency, their advertising agency called Yellow Shoes. It's Disney's Yellow Shoes, very premier advertising agency. They do all of Disney's in-house marketing. And she's an amazing young lady, graduated from here at SAGU, and is just doing a wonderful thing there. So we had a chance to sit down and have literally, it went for hours just talking about her time at SAGU, what she received here, how she took that into the workplace where she's at now. And it was really a powerful time. So Crystalline Simpson is her name. And she works, as I said, for Disney. And it was just some of the questions we talked about, unique things is, what were you able to take from your time here at SAGU into the professional marketplace where you are? And, Disney, when it comes to advertising, when it comes to, right now, they are the media giant right now. I mean, they are just, kicking it out of the park every which way. And so she's in a very competitive market, a very highly visual market. And so there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of, all that. And she actually said, the most challenging thing for her is being on a daily basis representing her faith in Christ in a place that sometimes, in the world today is hostile to our faith. And she said that's been the most challenging, she said, but it is also the most rewarding thing. And she goes back to her time here at SAGU and says it was those times in her Bible classes and chapel services, the friendships that she made while she was here still are her close friends to this day. And the things that she learned in her business classes here, she's able then to take that forward. And it all started with her for Disney when Miss Beverly got her a opportunity to work in the Disney internship program. And that was between her junior and senior year. She worked for Disney's internship. She worked in the entertainment side, where basically she was one of the cast members who, helped you get on the carousel ride. She also did, I think she said she did It's a Small World. She did the teacup ride, all those. And she tried to expose herself to as many of those opportunities as possible. And so when that time for her internship was up, she came back to Southwestern, finished up her degree here, and then applied once again for an extended internship program with Disney. And she was able to go through a really difficult interview process. She goes, it was really a very difficult, drawn out process, but she was actually awarded the position and worked for Disney. She did that, and finally a few years later was hired. And we began to work for Disney, not in the marketing department or in the advertising, but in another facet. And then she actually left for a couple of years because everybody in Disney says, you need to go elsewhere. get some experience in the business world, and then come back. And you're not going to be able to move up in the company unless you do that. And so that was kind of hard for her. She really loved her time at Disney. So an opportunity came where she was able to work with a travel company. And that was, I asked her how difficult that was. And she said, not so, because she was able to do a lot of travel brochures, a lot of travel videos and different things for this agency. She loved it very much. But then something happens that rarely happens. And that is an opening came at Disney Yellow Shoes. And she made application and was hired, which was, an amazing thing. It's really difficult. I think she made the comment that you almost have to have someone pass away in Yellow Shoes because nobody leaves. Everybody stays there until they retire. So she said it was just an amazing opportunity. She's doing great. She is the head of one of the teams there for Yellow Shoes, and she's done some amazing advertising. If I named some of them, you would know. I've probably seen them because they were national spots that Disney's ran, and her team was over putting those together. So it was a really interesting time hearing her share her experiences.
Well, I wanted to bring that up because, sometimes if you're locked in here at SAGU and you work daily and, especially we've got Rob Price here and we're going to officially introduce him in a second. But you especially the faculty, it seems like, just year after year, you're teaching, you're instructing, they're gone. And sometimes you stay in relationship with them, sometimes you don't. And you sometimes forget really the impact that you've made. And then they go and do great, wonderful things. And so we brought Rob Price in today because I'm excited, and I know that definitely Rob is, and James, you are, but some really neat things are happening in the DMA program and some new things are happening. And just like your conversation with her, there's going to be some video conversations happening with some of our alumni, Lions in the Field. So why don't you officially introduce Rob and y'all talk a little bit about the new show that's coming up.
All right. Well, we've already heard from our distinguished guest, Rob Price. Rob, welcome.
I'm out of jokes.
You're out of jokes. Well, hey, it is good to have you here, and we're so excited to have you as our guest. I wouldn't like to say you are our first guest, but you're not. You're our first faculty guest. So you do have that distinction. Now, we did have some imposters came earlier, but
Kyle Bateman is still paying the price for that.
Yes, I think he owes Dr. Danny Alexander a few dinners after that one.
I heard that. It's good stuff.
But you are our first official faculty guest, and we're so excited to have you. So, Rob, we're really in our alumni office extremely excited about something you approached us with last year, and you had this idea. Tell us a little bit about that, how that went.
It's part of a class called Broadcast Production 2. It's a sophomore level course, and usually we do different news shows or entertainment shows or whatever, but I had a colleague tell me, you should come up with something that's consistent every semester. Don't reinvent the wheel. Same set, same concept. So I thought, you know what, let's just get our noggin working here. And I thought, why don't we tell the stories of what our alumni are doing in a video production show? So I thought, well, one of our key phrases around here, Bev Robinson coined it, Lions in the Field. And I thought, well, that's a kind of a catchy name for a TV show. What if I knocked on the door with old Rick and James and said, hey, why don't we work together? We'll produce the content, but you give us the content you want to promote, i.e. your story about Crystalline. And other alumni who are doing just crushing life, whether you've been out a year or 50 years. We want to highlight Lions in the Field, plus maybe even some current students. So we talked and we thought, well, let's put together a TV show that's got hosts. James, you're one of our hosts. You made the cut. Thank you very much. As well as your colleague, Amy Van Pay. And so this show is designed primarily, the target audience is probably alumni, but maybe also some prospective students or families of our campus. So we'll be doing pieces, feature stories, alumni updates, graphics, live interviews, maybe traveling, maybe to Orlando, maybe we should go get her on camera.
I volunteered to go do that.
Let's do it.
I will go back.
You've already been. You can't go back in the next year.
I have DVC points to use. So.
For years, I was a producer for the 700 Club back in another life. And so I have experience producing these type of news feature-ish stories and with teleprompter copy for the host to read. And it was so much fun. I thought, can we produce something like that at SAGU every semester, fall and spring? So beginning this spring, in fact, in 3 days, we're shooting our very first studio ins and outs. You'll be in the studio reading some copy, and we'll piece together a show. I think we're going to run it in May, I think, on YouTube. You guys can decide that, but sometime in May.
Awesome.
We're doing 4 shows this semester. The plan is to release one in May, one in June, July, and August. So once a month for the summer to keep folks informed what's happening on campus. Everything from like master plan stuff, plan giving, estate giving, what alumni are doing. We have a special feature we'll talk about it with Delmer Gwines. We'll come back to that in a minute, but it's called Legacy Lions. But just a really fun 15, 20-minute show that we can show our family, our SAGU family, and even perspective of students and alumni.
Tell us a little bit about what the students are actually involved with. What is their job for this show?
That's a good question. Their show task is to produce 3 to 5 minute videos that include voiceovers, that include B-roll, footage, music, of course, the interview, the sound bites, into a nicely packaged piece of content. We're not trying to do just point and shoot YouTube videos. Those days are over for those kids. We want them to produce nice professional content. Graphics. They're interviewing people like you all to find out what's happening with the alumni for homecoming, for master plan, for fundraising. So their task is to go back and then write prompter copy and or create full screen graphics and or create a video for the content.
So they'll be managing, they'll be producing the show, so they'll have people on camera. These will be students, right?
And my students will also, on Monday nights, they'll be running the cameras, the audio, and so forth. Now, it's going to be produced later in the post-production edit suite. It's not a live switch, per se. We want more control. But really, the fun thing is working with you guys. I want to just give you guys a golf clap because you guys have come up to the plate and said, let's do this. And you're supplying us the content. Our students don't know what you want covered. So the fact that you guys can have another outlet to get your message out and my kids can work on their craft at the same time, I think it's a huge win-win for both of us.
When you approached the idea, I just leapt at the opportunity. I thought, wow, this is a great way professionally to expose our alumni and potential to what we are offering here at SAGU. Mm-hmm. We have state-of-the-art DMA facilities here. Our students are graduating with techniques, skill levels that rival anything out there in the industry, and it's an opportunity for us to showcase that. I was speaking with one of your students, Mallory, who we received the Young Alumnus of the Year in vocational. And it was Mallory Celestino. And she was telling me that when she started working for their organization currently with the Colorado Rapids, the equipment they were using was even outdated from what she trained on here. And so when the new equipment came in, she goes, oh yeah, I've been working with that. And they were kind of blown away that she's had this experience on equipment and technique and everything else that they haven't even had there yet. And so it was really exciting for me because I think we need that message needs to be heard. Yeah, hey guys, you want a great degree? You want a great program? SAGU offers that. I'm excited about highlighting some of our alumni. I had the privilege. Let's
talk about some of the people we've already got on camera.
All right.
The old phrase is on tape. Remember on tape?
On tape.
Who we got on tape?
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
Who we have on a card now. We've got Morgan Delaney. And Mike Evans. I'll let you kind of walk through those.
So, Morgan has established a nonprofit here in Dallas, Texas, rescuing girls and boys out of sexual trafficking. It's a great, awesome ministry that she has. And so we already got the footage there. Another of our alumni, older alumni, graduated back in late 60s. But Mike Evans, he's a New York Times best-selling author. Also, he was just nominated for the Nobel Peace Prize.
Wow.
That's a big thing.
That's huge.
That's huge. And we got wind of it. I had a relationship with Mr. Evans from way back when, reached out to him and secured the opportunity to go interview him at his home. He was so gracious to bring our camera crew in, and we had the chance to just visit with him for a couple of hours and then do the interview. excited. I'm not going to spill the beans on the content, but it was so good. And in his office, he was gracious enough to show us all these pictures of world leaders over the years that he's had a personal chance to have a relationship with. It was pretty cool. And to realize this is an alumni of SAGU. He is making a difference in our world, not just, in a small way, but in a grand way, and has been recognized for that with a Nobel Peace Prize nomination. I just think that's exciting. And we have more coming up, and those are really looking forward to seeing those pieces put together.
We'll spread the word on how to watch those, and marketing will be a part of that, and we'll get everyone in tune with that. Real quick, I'm also excited about something that we've got our students involved with some, I call it selfie videos. You probably have a more professional name with it, but some of us got together and we kind of brainstormed how can we get our students telling the story of the impact of SAGU from their own perspective. And you said, hey, what if we have them do a selfie somewhere on campus or several locations and talk to the camera, to the audience, and say, hey, this is why I'm at SAGU. Tell us how that went and what's going on with that.
Well, I'm going to contradict myself. I just got done telling you, let's do high-end, pretty slick pieces. But at the same time, there is still something about that raw, gritty, turn on a phone and just record. And the idea came from you, Rick. You showed me something called Campus Reels. It's a company that works with colleges to produce basically focused selfie videos that promote that part of campus. It could be dorm life, could be res life, it could be academic life, could be teachers, could be my major, could be the volleyball, sand pits, whatever. And so I put it into my syllabi for almost all of my classes. They had to do it. I kind of, twisted their arm just a little bit.
He's such a mean professor.
And I gave them samples. We showed what we're looking for. And I said, students, okay, here's your chance to do what I've just told you not to do. I always tell you the days of point and shoot, YouTube videos are over. We're going to do real important stuff. I said, well, except for one project. And that is something that we want to submit. So we had dozens and dozens and dozens of submissions. I've looked at maybe 10 of them, and they're awesome.
Yeah, they're good.
They're just students pointing the camera at themselves, and behind you kind of see where they're at, what they're talking about, what they're doing. And we think it's one way because they're all short, a minute or so-ish long. Mm-hmm. We'll never get rid of the slick videos. Those are important to do. But there's also a place in today's YouTube generation for this type of raw, gritty video that almost let the students speak. Let's let the voiceover guy go away a minute and all the nice, glossy President Bridges soundbite. Let's just have the students talk what it's kind of, quote, really like. We think it's going to work. We'll know soon because we're going to now give them back to you all. Y'all can put them in a series of YouTube, maybe Instagram spots or Facebook or YouTube, but we think it's going to be a huge success.
Marketing will get that out through social media. Yeah. They're working and they're selecting the ones that they think will work best. And we'll give some nice little gifts out to those who make the cut. But what I want to encourage those of you who are listening is if you're on social media and you see those, make sure you hit like. In fact, anything that we're doing social media wise to promote SAGU, it helps us tremendously if you hit like or if you share. It's just the world we live in right now. Your group, your friends will then see it, and that's just one way to help get the word out. So just want to encourage you to help us with that as well. Well, let's move on to a few announcements, and then we're going to announce some new employees. And our producer here, Mr. James Bridges is going to list those. But let me grab you with here a few announcements here. So this coming week is very huge because the SAC COC Reaffirmation Committee will be on campus. So that starts on Monday. Now, I know the IE department, along with many staff, faculty, administration, has been very busy answering questions, getting things ready for their time on campus. So
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, it'll be a fun time.
I get to drive the golf cart.
we use you where it's most important.
Exactly.
So let's all continue to pray that this will all go smoothly next week and that God's favor is on our university. So appreciate that.
Exciting stuff happening this week in our athletics.
Yes. So men's basketball will play this afternoon at 3:00 in Kansas City against Thomas More in the NAIA tournament for the chance to go on to the final 8 teams for the second year in a row. Awesome. Some of you may not realize that they did that last year, but with COVID, it was not as maybe as highlighted. But the athletes will attempt to accommodate those on campus with a watch party. So I think Dr. Jesse Gotting is going to send out some information. So just keep your eyes on that. So they're going to try to make sure that over at the Schaefer Activities Center in the gym, there'll be opportunity to watch the game. So
Cool.
more information
Can
on
I
that.
add one thing to that? Fun fact. If SAGU wins today, which we play around 3:00 today, and if Oklahoma Wesleyan University wins today, we will play them in the Elite Eight. Well, the head coach of the Oku Eagles is our very own former head coach,
Right.
Donnie Bostwick.
That'll be
Wow.
fun.
So I cannot wait to watch that. If
That
that
would be
happens,
fun.
that's worth watching at a watch party for
would be.
show.
It
So
will
Sweet
be.
16, then
Is
the
today.
Elite 8 will
Right.
be after they win.
Yeah.
I'm speaking by faith.
Yeah.
And then the Final Four, which I predict that will take place usually on Monday?
It's on Tuesday this
On
year.
Tuesday? Okay.
It's on Tuesday.
So very
So
exciting.
stay tuned for all that. Baseball will host Central Christian College on Saturday at noon, and softball will host Texas Wesleyan in a doubleheader this Tuesday at 1 p.m. So, James, we've had a great time with our guest, Rob. Rob, thanks for coming in. I know it's
Love it.
spring break, and you came in and graced us with your presence. We're going to turn it over now to Mr. JB, and he's going to share some exciting news of some new staff that we have here on campus and in Phoenix at AIC. So go ahead, James, take it over.
Well, thank you very much. I'm going to go ahead. I think we have the staff members all mixed in together. So we're going to begin with Mr. Brett Carroll. He is one of our new staff accountants. He enjoys golf, card games, and bowling. I was a student with Brett at SAGU, and he is a great dude. I'm sure if you've been to any of our theatrical productions recently, you would have known the name Gail Dorsett. So she is not new to SAGU, but she does have a new role. She is the administrative assistant for the business department. She enjoys relaxing and reading. We have Marietta Madden, who is the new men's basketball coach for AIC. She enjoys cooking, baking, sewing, writing, and just being creative. Martin Manuel is the new maintenance director for AIC, and he enjoys basketball, which is great. Anissa Martin is the new collection development librarian. She enjoys reading, camping, hiking, walking, and family nights. And I believe that it doesn't say it, but here at SAGU. Chloe Millen is our new on-campus undergrad admissions counselor. She enjoys playing with kids, creating art, and just being around people. When she was on campus, she was in student congress. So we're happy that she is back with us. We have a new athletic director at AIC, and his name is Vince Rubidoux. So please welcome the new AD, Vince Rubidoux. Blaine Rowe is the new field maintenance worker for SAGU baseball. Dr. Stephen Van Winkle is a new adjunct professor for the business department. He enjoys reading and golf. Golf seems to be a common denominator among interests of the new hires. Marina Zamorano is a new administrative assistant at AIC. She enjoys puzzles and hiking.
Wow, I like that.
Yeah.
So, I was a new employee last year, June. So I've been here not quite a year. I didn't get to fill one of these out.
Oh,
I'm kind of bummed about that.
There's always something new happening at SAGU. So,
Yeah.
Sorry that you didn't do that. And we've tried to keep you under wraps.
Can I share
actually.
mine with you? What
Yes.
I
What is
enjoy?
your favorite things to do?
I enjoy long walks on the beach with fuzzy slippers and no, I enjoy Disney. I enjoy golf. I enjoy hunting, pig hunting. I like that.
And we won't go
Elk
into
hunting.
that at this point.
It's kind of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy working with Rick Bowles, my mentor and leader, who made such an impact on my life that I will never be the same again.
Moving right
you
along.
just want a raise. The guy's up for a raise. Come on, Bowles. Don't fall for that.
Well, for those of you who are on campus, come by the advancement office. We have a little welcome gift for you. We're all about giving gifts away.
We
Notice
do.
that? We love
We do
giving
love
things
giving
away.
gifts.
So come by and pick up your gift. And those of you who are in Phoenix, we will mail your gift card to you.
Will we?
Yes,
Awesome.
Amy will. I won't, but
Amy will. And I think Rob should get a gift card.
Yeah, we'll figure that out.
We'll figure that. It'll come out of James's budget.
That's right. Well, that's our show for the week. Thank you for joining us. And remember, make it a great day.